Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Bible Illustrated Hands. I'm sorry for my brief absence, but I was trying to collect all of the impressions about Father Dimitri and everything, and I'm making a personal collection of mine because I have chat archives that go like 14 years ago, and I will try to collect these, and as I do I will share some of Father Dimitri's wisdom with you all as it develops. Also a bit of a shout out to Michael and Angela. They're subscribers of mine who wanted to visit Serbia. They ran into my channel and we've seen each other a couple of times, and they're great people, and I loved having you guys over. Also, regarding Father Dimitri, there was a little miracle, nothing special, but it meant a lot to me. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I love watching tornado videos, like a lot. And Father Dimitri would usually, comment something along the lines of, "You're an idiot, you have no idea what a tornado is, you don't want to be anywhere near a tornado," and so on. And I was like, I still like them, to watch them, even with all the widespread destruction they cause. I mean, I don't rejoice over the destruction, but when the video is already up, I might as well enjoy it. And I often told him that my Texas visit was a bit of a letdown because there were no twisters. So, it's the day of his funeral. He's getting buried, and a priest's funeral lasts about 4 hours in Orthodox Church. So, as he's getting buried, here in Belgrade, we have a bit of a bad weather. Nothing too specific, and like, it isn't a storm, just some rain. However, once I get home, and this is all happening during the funeral, a friend of mine posts a video of a tornado in Belgrade, and I'm like, what's this? So he sends the video to Meteorological Agency of Serbia, and they respond, no, that's not a tornado, that's a funnel cloud that's got real close to the ground, but it didn't touch down, so it doesn't qualify as a tornado. And thank you, Father D, for sending that non-dangerous tornado to us, that didn't cause any damage nor casualties, but I still lived to see a tornado in Belgrade, sort of, not really. I'm weird. So, today's question comes from Instagram user. As with many of the questions of this nature, I won't name who asked it. But the guy question says that his story is similar to mine. He's religious. He's religious even if his family is not, and he feels like that he can't live orthodoxy to its fullness because his father is an atheist, his mother is practically an atheist, and it's impossible to talk about religion with them. Thank you for your question asker. And I feel for you, but I would disagree on one big thing, and that is that you can't live orthodoxy in its fullness. Everyone can live orthodoxy in its fullness, and if by fullness you mean obeying all of the fast days or reading all of the prayers, that's not what orthodoxy is. Technically, an orthodox cosplayer can do all these things and yet fail miserably, and the thief on the cross probably wasn't thinking, "Oh man, I can't read an Acatis to the Mother of God." He was simply saying, "Remember me, Lord, when you come to your kingdom." So each of us can live the fullness of orthodoxy everywhere. So moving on. First of all, you're lucky because you don't have the experience of so many other people who may get kicked out of their apartment, who can get kicked out of their apartment because they have converted to Orthodoxy from some very strict Protestant denomination or something along those lines. You're lucky. In my experience, my family minded two things: me going to church, and this not so much. This usually was a problem when, you know, I didn't have a good night's sleep, but I forced myself to go to liturgy after I had 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep. And the second one was the fasting. The fasting was a big problem because I didn't cook in the house, and this meant that my granny had to cook, you know, a separate pot just for me. And in most cases, this was generally the food I really didn't like, and it showed. Like, you know, I usually eat really fast, but with food I don't like, I eat it very slow. It turns into a crawl, and that is the best way that you can figure out if I don't like something. However, I will tell you one thing. You're building a house on a firm foundation, as Christ has said. However, whenever you build a house needs to settle. It needs to settle in the foundation. And you having your issues with your family is your house of piety, of Christian life settling down. It's nothing bad. It's just that your parents are getting used to the fact that their son is no longer, you know, an ordinary guy, but a pious Orthodox Christian. And as Father Dimitri used to say quite often, in the years, in the couple of first years after we met, oh, if only our son was taking drugs like everybody else, you know. So the thing is just to persevere, and from what I gathered from your message, they don't oppose to your Christianity per se, but it is very difficult for you to have a real conversation about religion with them. You know, in that case, it is best to refrain from any such discussions completely, because they won't do you any good. You will lose your peace of mind. They will get annoyed, and nobody wins in such a situation. Just, you know, keep praying for them. That is always the most important thing. And if their time comes, when the Lord decides to give them the gift of prayer, then you will wait them for the open arms. And even if the Lord doesn't give them the gift of prayer, in all probability there's some very good reason why He didn't do it that way. But you can still pray for them and pray for their salvation. So, you know, nobody is beyond God's reach. Well, maybe Satan. Well, Satan, yeah. But that's not God's problem. That's Satan's problem, you know. I hope I was of some use to you. So, you know, just persevere in your faith. Pray for them. When they initiate it, discuss religion with them. And that is all. Bye.